How can somebody be so good? Somebody is so good that when others accuse him of one thing, they are praising him for that same thing at the same time. How? That is Peter Obi for you. It's the Peter Obi effect. I'll give you two examples of two different occasions when somebody tried to accuse, not tried to, they actually accused him of something, and at the same time they are praising him without knowing. Two videos will illustrate this. Watch it, and then when we come back, you will tell me if what I've just said now is true or not. You see the first video, they tried to accuse him of a massacre of youths in Anambra. But you also see that while they were making that accusation, they were also praising him. Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra, not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When it is other governors, Plateau, Benue, is okay. People make excuses for such governors and say they are not the chief security officers of their state. They don't have control of the military. They don't have control of the police. They make excuse for them. Case in point, the recent 2 other people that just lost their lives. In Benue, the same thing in Plateau, everywhere. How many times have people accused the governor of Benue, Governor Alia, has been the one who killed those people? The worst I have seen is we put it on the head of Tinubu. Why? Because Tinubu is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria. But when it gets to Peter Obi, they accuse him of committing a massacre for something that happened when he was not even in the country. And when he got back, when he heard, he came back. He called a press conference. He asked the police to investigate. Instead of people to go and hold the police and say, police, where is the report? They are blaming Peter Obi. When disgruntled politicians, people who have been used to corruption in Anambra, don't see what to hold on to, they begin to hold on to grass as the drowning men that they are, just to accuse Peter Obi. But when they accuse him, with one side of the mouth they are accusing him, with the other side they are actually praising him. You saw it, Abi, am I not correct? The other example, and that is where all this accusation of, oh, Peter Obi did not leave money behind. Oh, Obidients said the money Peter Obi left behind is next to nothing. Even Soludo said the same thing, that what Peter Obi left behind is worth next to nothing. But you will see them, the same people, when they accuse him with one side of the mouth, they praise him with another side of the mouth. Look at it. The second video is where all those allegations started from. But you will see that this SSG to Obidients that started all this false allegation, while he was making his accusation, he said, no, liquid cash. What Peter Obi left behind is not up to 75 billion. It's only 9 billion cash. But Peter Obi said it was 11 billion. And that 11 billion, we paid 2 billion out about 2 days after he left office. So we cannot calculate that 2 billion that was paid out as statutory payment. We cannot, even though he left it, but 2 days later, after leaving office, we paid that 2 billion, so we cannot count it. What we have left is 9 billion in cash. And then bonds, $150 million. And that one is semi-cash, is near cash. And you heard the question that Mokpe asked him. Other governors take everything away. In fact, it's not even only Mokpe. You heard what Governor Ishaku said with his own mouth that they don't leave money behind, though, that they spend everything. They even owe. Amokpe put it that, okay, you are complaining that, oh, he did not leave as much as 75 billion. He left only 35 billion plus 9 billion. Other governors take everything away. Shouldn't you be praising Peter Obi for leaving something, even if you claim it's not as much? And then he said, yes, I know. Yes, I know. When they accuse Peter Obi of one thing, they praise him for the same thing at the same time. How can somebody be so good? What manner of a politician, of a leader is that? A record that nobody holds. Compare that with Tinubu. Compare it. And then you give me the answer. And then you look through the whole political terrain in Nigeria and tell me anybody that comes close to Peter Obi. If there is no reason for Nigerians to vote Peter Obi, if there's no reason, this one only is enough. Because there's no other politician in the history of Nigeria that left money behind. And Peter Obi also puts it very, very succinctly. When others argue and say, oh, he did not do anything and he left money behind. Why would you leave money behind when you did not do anything? And he answered, it's simple. I wish that other politicians will also do nothing and leave the money behind instead of looting it. Instead of coming up with white elephant projects, using PPP arrangements to siphon public funds into private pockets. If there's no reason to canvass and support Peter Obi, this one alone is enough. But what am I even saying? Nigerians know the truth. Nigerians know. Peter Obi is in a class by himself. The only problem is free and fair election. That's the only problem. If an election were to hold today in Nigeria, Peter Obi will win. He will win even in the north. He will win, provided the election is free and fair. That's the only challenge. But will Tinubu give you free and fair elections? Our only shot at free and fair elections is the electoral reforms. I believe if we push hard enough, we can get it. But are we pushing hard enough? The only people pushing for electoral reforms are even the citizens. People like Randy Peters, people like Dele Farotimi and others. They are the only ones pushing for electoral reforms. Even the opposition politicians are not pushing for electoral reforms. They just talk about it, mouth. Nobody has taken the action that people like Randy Peters and Dele Farotimi have taken. Nobody. And then you take it to the larger society, the businessmen, the celebrities, the traditional rulers. How many of them are talking or pushing for electoral reforms? Now, I believe that even with the people alone, forget all the leaders, if they push hard enough, we can get the electoral reforms. I believe so very, very strongly. But even after we get the electoral reforms, that's not the end of the road. INEC can still pull their glitch. So, we must activate other measures. A parallel application for real-time election results transmission, collation, and display. Real-time. By the people. We have the software, but we need the people. Polling unit marshals. There's a link in the description for you to volunteer. We need 600,000 polling unit marshal. And if we get that 600,000 polling unit marshal, it's game over for election riggers in 2027. Game over. Link is in the description, please. Let's not allow people to give a dog a bad name just so they can hang it. Let's not allow people to continue to push false propaganda about Peter Obi. No, let's not allow it. Because when we do, You are frustrating others who should be good. They now see it that, oh, if you cannot beat them, you join them. If you cannot beat them, you pour sand in their eyes. If you cannot beat them, you throw sticks at them, not join them. So if I cannot beat an armed robber, I should become an armed robber. If I cannot beat a killer, I should become a killer. No. If you cannot beat them, you look for ways to beat them. And then in the end, you will beat them. Don't let them continue to give a dog a bad name just so they can hang it. Every propaganda against Peter Obi that is left unanswered is an attempt to make people bad, to paint evil as the only option. It is not. Light will always defeat darkness. And it starts with you. Polling unit Marshall. Link is in the description. So, how can a person be so good that when others accuse him of something, they praise him at the same time? That's the Peter Obi effect. Peter Obi is coming. 2027, whether they like it or not.